This video is an overview of Mastering Geography with some insights for how I prepare the map exercises and the tests. Again, read test strategies under week 1 and you will have a better opportunity at improving your overall score in the class. Here's where you will go in Mastering Geography to get registered, as well as find support, including the support for signing in, and also technical support that's 24/7. So there's plenty of tools in here that you can use. Once you've registered, you'll be registering with your access code. So either you're going to buy the bundle with the book, or you'll go here and buy an access code separately or an access code with the e-text. So this is where you'll start to get into Mastering Geography. Once you are registered, you'll just go to the sign in and enter your login and password. To access the correct course for your instructor's course offering, you will use the course ID that the instructor provides for you in the syllabus and in the textbook materials required sidebar in Blackboard. Once you're in the course, you will see a calendar for your section. Once again, I'm demonstrating Geography 101, Physical Geography, from last fall. Here's the Introduction to Mastering Geography quiz, and it says what dates it was available and when it closed. Here are the first week's assignment: Map Exercise 1, Map Exercise 2, quiz on Chapter 1, and quiz on Chapter 2, and so on for the entire 8 weeks. You can start these and should start these the week before, maybe on a Sunday, but on Monday, when they're due, they will no longer be visible to you, they will no longer be available, and there are no exceptions. They will not be reset. Consider that in a face-to-face class, you take the test in the presence of the instructor during the hour that it is offered, and there are no exceptions to that unless you have a valid excuse. And again, in a distance ed class, being out of town is not a valid excuse. I've mentioned that in the syllabus. So once you're in the class, this is my view, and I'm going to show you several other options. Here's the student study area. When you click on e-text, you will have the textbook that the instructor has assigned, the edition that the instructor is using, and you will navigate through the textbook and the course materials using a drop-down menu. Oh, and a word of advice: Mastering Geography will log you out when there's any period of time, like 10 or 15 minutes of no activity. In the e-text, you have a table of contents on the side. I suggest you read the front matter. It gives you some insights into Mastering Geography, and you will click on each chapter to access that chapter. You can make a note, use a highlighter, pen, etc. There's a glossary and index. The textbook, I don't believe, opens in a separate window, and therefore it could be you need to read the text before you take the test, and you should only have one window open in Mastering Geography when you take the test, which is why I advise you to download the publisher's PowerPoints and have those on your hard drive to use them as a word search or a review prior to opening a test. In Mastering Geography, to go back to your previous area, you simply go back to that tab. And the more tabs you create, the more potential there is that you might close a tab that you did not intend to close. So you need to be very careful here. Okay, so in Mastering Geography, in the study area, you choose the chapter that you're interested in or working on at the time, and you must hit go to get to that chapter. Under each chapter, you have a review, access to the e-text in the sidebar, tells you to read the chapter, and then you have several animations and videos that are available for you to watch. You have tests that you can test your understanding of the content, but these tests do not use the same questions that are pooled for your quiz and your exam. So these are merely for your practice. You can also create flashcards, but I'd advise you, kinesthetic learning tells us that if you handwrite your flashcards, making your own notes, it's more likely that you're going to remember them. The map projections is assigned to all my classes under week 1 because you must have a good understanding of latitude and longitude to understand why things are where they are and what kind of weather systems they have as a result of being at that latitude. The changing of the seasons, climate change, environmental change, biology, everything is based on what you're going to learn in this animation. So you should take time, 40 minutes if that's what it takes, to understand that concept thoroughly in the first weeks of this class. You can also click on interactive animations to see all the animations that are available regardless of what chapter you're currently working on. They do itemize which chapter they belong to. And you can also take the California Virtual Field Tours. I, in the Blackboard course shell, have identified under each chapter, under each week, under each chapter in the study area lecture item, I tell you which videos and animations to watch. But you're welcome to watch all of them if you're so inclined. The In the News RSS feeds are recommended, as well as the My Search Lab if you're looking for a topic for your discussion. These are good places to go to see what's happened recently that may be related to the chapter that we're currently on that you're assigned to discuss as a lead. And of course, climate change and global warming with very specific subtopics under that are potential topics for any chapter in the geography courses. The MapMaster interactive maps, I may tell you which maps to create, how to create them, giving you some guidance as to what you need to work with to understand better what's going on in the chapters that are assigned for that week. So look at my study area lecture subheading under the week that is currently assigned to fine-tune what it is you're to look at in the study area of Mastering Geography. Here is my view of the gradebook in Mastering Geography. All of my courses are set up the same. Same number of points are assigned for map exercises and quizzes and exams. So here, once you are logged in to Mastering Geography, your student ID will be listed here, and you must use your student ID. It's the only way I have of providing proof that you've registered in the class and are participating in the class, and I can assign you a grade for the class. So if you accidentally entered in your email address or your Blackboard login, go back and change it to the student ID that was given to you by MSJC. I do not use announcements in Mastering Geography. You're to respond to announcements that I send to you through Blackboard and will be received at your Blackboard MSJC email account. Here's the Introduction to Mastering Geography quiz, which you're required to complete by the second day of class to maintain your enrollment in the class. And it's worth 10 points. This is important. Map exercises are only worth 15 points, but you can see this one has 24 points available. That means that there are 9 points extra credit. Map exercise 2 is very important that you do all of the items that are given to you in map exercise 2. I have given a lot more extra credit in this physical geography class because the points that they make about map reading, scale, latitude, and longitude are very important to your understanding of the remaining 19 chapters of the book. So this map exercise is really only worth 15 points per the grading system in the syllabus, but you have a potential of earning, can I do that math real quick? 28 points of extra credit. I almost had to use a calculator. The quizzes are worth a flat point system, 20 points per quiz, and you have 30 minutes to complete the quizzes, so you need to be prepared when you take the quizzes. The map exercises, you have an unlimited amount of time. You should set aside 45 to 60 minutes to finish each map exercise. And that's how all the map exercises are set up. They're all worth 15 points, but each has additional extra credit. And the quizzes are all worth 15 points with quizzes are all worth 20 points with no extra credit potential, and you only have 30 minutes to answer the questions. Returning to the grading system, in the syllabus, you see here that the Mastering Geography map exercises are worth 15 points each. There's 20 chapters for a total of 300 points. The quizzes there are 20 quizzes in this course, the Physical Geography. They're worth 20 points each. There are 20 chapters, that's 400 points. There are 2 exams that are worth 100 points each for 200 points potential. But if you look at the total here in Mastering Geography, you can see that there are a lot more points to earn. 900 is what is required, and you have a potential of 1,088 points, which means there's a significant amount of opportunity for extra credit, and that's in the map exercises. So even if you do poorly on the quizzes, getting 50-60%, if you have completed the map exercises and earned the maximum amount of points that you can earn in the map exercises, it'll raise your grade to a B or an A even. So students really use the map exercises to their advantage. Now I'd like to show you how I set up the quizzes so you have a better understanding of how to approach the quizzes. For every quiz, I have selected 40 items out of hundreds that are available in the test bank for each chapter. And I have pooled from those 40 items 20 that each student will be given. So they are pulled from 40 potential questions. Each student will get 20 questions that are different from their fellow students, more than likely. You have a 50% chance of getting any one of the 40 questions that have been selected from the test bank. These questions are given to you in the same sequence that they appear in the order of the textbook. So they follow the organization of the content in the textbook. In other words, the subheadings. You should watch the subheadings as you're taking the test. And once you're done with the quiz, after the quiz's due date, you can copy the results to a Word document, and you can share them with your answers with other students to use as a review document in preparation for the exam. Each exam then is a compilation of all of the questions that were in the pool for each of the quizzes. In this course, there are 10 chapters per exam, and therefore there are 10 times 40 questions in the exam. So if you receive 50% of the questions on each quiz, then you have potentially 50% of the answers to the exam. The 100 out of, in this case, 398 questions that could potentially be on your particular test. This is why I encourage students to study together, copy their answers from their quizzes, and share those answers as a study guide. Each map exercise will contain a Google Earth exercise called an encounter, at least one, and a thinking spatially. Sometimes they're using graphs, other times there's a video, and you will do these to earn the maximum credit. You have 6 chances to get the answers correct on each of these items, and many of these items only have 4 alternating answers. So if you keep answering the question, eventually you should get the right answer, and if you don't use any hints, you get bonus extra credit points in a percentage that will continue to bring up your score, especially when it's averaged with your quizzes.